Hello, and welcome to Nosy Bystander Show. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander, and I want to get into this video because I know that it aired yesterday, but I definitely didn't see it. So we're gonna just be analyzing today. Now I know a lot of you've probably already seen the video, so you don't have to watch it, but this really is just a review of the video because we're really just going to be looking at what she's saying, if there's any inconsistencies in what Brianna is saying, and then kind of tying in all the other videos. Now, somebody sent me the video of her sister-in-law, Sister Latruth, speaking up, but I can't find it. I don't know where it's at. So if anybody knows where the video of Brianna's sister-in-law, Mr. Latruth's sister, coming forward and talking, please send it to us so we can watch it here. I know it was on Facebook. I just don't know what her name is. I know it's Latoya, but I don't know what her name is. So I just can't find it. So if you could send it to me, email it to us. I'll put my email here up on the banner. Can you email it to us and so we can review it? Because I want to review it today. I want to see about all the inconsistencies as a whole together. All right, let's see who's all up in the building, and then we're just going to get started because we're a little behind. This is from I don't know how to pronounce your name. Devious Bunny. Hello. This is from Kamiko. Hello, Kamiko. Hello, Mary Francis. Hello, Shan. Hello, YNV. Hello, Ruth. Hello, Brenna. Hello, Dina the Taurus. I believe your name is Jatwan. Hello, Jatwan. Hello, Nikki. Hello, Desiree. Hello, Brandy. Hello, Keisha. Hello, Overcomer. Hello, She Snow. What's up, Go Getter? Hello, Chanel. Hello, CC. Hello, Rashida. Hello, Kimmy on the go. Hello, Tia. Kamiko, I think I said hello to you already, but hello again. Hello, Tia. Let me see. Let me scroll to the bottom. Hello, Brenda. Hello, Tandala. I hope I'm saying that right. Hello, April. Hello, Angie. Hello, Tamika. Hello, Chantel. So let's get into this video, and hope you brought your snacks. I brought soup. Okay, so let me blow it up on the screen. Please send that email to us now because I want to watch. I want to see what her sister-in-law had to say because she also went live, and I just can't find out. I can't remember what her name is for the life of me. It's like eluding me. So let's hit play and let's watch.
Real bad, real bad. To certain someone that want to be his brother real bad. He want to be him so bad. He's so obsessed and want to be Robert so bad that every day he got to make a video about me. Now I get the people that's like, oh, y'all put this in y'all business. Y'all shouldn't have posted this. I get that, baby. I totally understand. But in that moment, I wasn't thinking about none of that. In that moment, I'm thinking of this man coming at my daddy and being disrespectful. So let me turn on this camera so that maybe he'll calm down. But he didn't calm down. All right, so now I'm dealing with a lot of lies and defamation against my character. And being so, as these people I'm talking about don't got no money, I can't sue them for defamation of character. But I will, because even your grandkids will start. Okay? Your grandkids will pay me. But I'm really sick of the lies. I'm really tired and I'm fed up of this man coming every day to say something about me. To say every day this man get up, Kevin has to come and make a video about me. You that obsessed? You obsessed with me? You want to talk about me every day? You want to talk about me every day? Now, baby, let me tell you something. During this whole time, if y'all go look on this man's page, every day has been about me. I'm not even married to this man, and he talking about me. I'm not even married to him. He talking about me. He ain't even lived in my house, and he talking about me. I ain't never been around this man long enough.
I just wanted to let you guys know she's referring to her brother-in-law, Mr. Latruth's brother. Okay, in case you were all lost. Okay.
To even know shit about him, but because I was married to his brother, I know a lot about him. Like, for instance, him and Dwight Howard doing mushrooms together, and they were supposed to be doing inappropriate things, as in gay things. So your brother thought she was on the down low. He was questioning that, as in, you asking Dwight Howard for so much money, but now Dwight don't want to give you no more money. So now that's why you asking Robert. Now you constantly asking Robert for money, right? Yeah, you're on his payroll. So when it comes to certain things, it just really annoys me that this person got so much to say about me and don't even know me. One of your first videos was, oh, yeah, I used to be on Brianna's side all the time. I wonder why, because I wasn't wrong, right? Because I was in the right, right? One time you counseled us, why? Because your brother was flirting with your ex-girlfriend, talking about her makeup look good? Like, come on. Come on, you admitted yourself, and I'm sure you're going to try to get this video and dissect it too. I can't wait. Go ahead and do it. Go ahead and do it, because defamation of character is coming. It's coming. I'm done. I'm tired of playing games with y'all. Y'all want to sit here and keep playing with me? I ain't got time for it. I ain't got time for it. I've been real quiet, real quiet, real quiet. I've been minding my business, taking care of my kids. People on here talking about, oh, she crazy. Even him, or my husband. Oh, she abused me. I'm an abuser and I'm crazy? I'm that, right? I'm crazy, right? So why is my stepdaughter still with me? Why she ain't with you? Why you ain't take her with you? Why my stepdaughter with me? So when people try to portray this image as if I'm such this bad person, this horrible person, I'm a liar. Let's get down to the facts. I took a lie detector test. I sure did. Questions are you lying when you said your husband broke your index finger? No. Are you lying when you said your husband has been emotionally abusive? No. Are you lying when you said your husband hit you on the head with a tote? No. Did you break your finger yourself? No.
First of all, so if you guys don't know, she took a lie detector test. Immediately, those questions are sus. Okay? Those questions are sus because lie detector examiners are supposed to administer a test based off a number of questions that you ask so they can gauge their polygraph system, right? So they'll ask you basic questions like, what's your name? When were you born? Right? To determine if you're being truthful. So I find it odd that she omitted those first form of questions. The questions that she probably submitted to the lie detector examiner, who probably has no idea who she is and why she's there, are obvious questions she's going to answer truthful because they're based off of her own presuppositions, right? Did your husband break your finger? Well, of course, you got into an altercation. But where's the question about you pepper spraying your husband? Where's the question about you accosting him, digging through his pockets, and him refusing to allow you to dig in his pockets? Those are the questions that the lie detector examiner didn't pose to her, nor that she didn't answer. So it doesn't matter if she passed a lie detector. Anyone could pass a lie detector test, right? We're not saying that she wouldn't be able to pass a lie detector test. The portion that she's leaving out of the lie detector test are the more presumptive questions like, did you initially accost your husband with pepper spray so you can get a cell phone? Right? So she's omitting a lot of the questions. So yeah, she passed it because she submitted her own questions. Of course, your husband broke your finger, but you didn't mention the fact that you were in an altercation with him to get his cell phone, which would be really important to ask. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So she's I don't know about that lie detector, but let's continue.
Okay. Polygraph Professionals of North Georgia. It is located in Cumming, Georgia. Proof and facts are still there. Documents are still there. So let me let y'all see the questions that was asked so you guys don't think I'm lying. Here's the questions right here. Ooh, my hand's shaking. I'm so pissed right now, sis. I'm so pissed. So as you guys can see, on October 21st,
the questions that are being asked, I find incredibly misleading. He only asked her 4 questions. Are you lying when you say your husband broke your index finger? Of course, we know that it occurred during the altercation, so that answer is going to be truthful, right? Are you lying when you say your husband has been emotionally abusive? When someone is emotionally abusive, now listen to that second question. The second question is, are you lying when you say your husband has been emotionally abusive? Why did the lie detecting examiner not ask, has your husband been physically abusive in the past? Now, according to her and all the other videos that she's made, he's been beating on her for years. So why did he ask about emotional abuse but not physical abuse? Right? The next question is, are you lying when you say your husband hit you in the head with a tote? No, he never denied hitting her in the head with a tote. But again, that's presumptive, right? We know that you were in an altercation. According to my own analysis, I think it was mutual combat. That's my personal opinion. The last question is, did you break your finger yourself? What kind of question is that? The question, it was a waste of a question. The first question already answered that, which we know because it was a mutual exchange. So we know that the husband broke the finger in the mutual exchange. It's weird. So listen, she should have saved her breath with that. She should have saved her breath with that. All this lie detector proves is that you are being truthful about the altercation with your husband. It proved that. We already knew that. The whole premise of it was, is he being abusive to you? Because she was claiming that he was beating her up and down the block for years. So why didn't you ask the lie detector examiner? Why didn't you have the lie detector examiner ask you that? The fact that you would pay $300-something for a lie detecting examination and they only asked you 4 questions that you chose, I find that a little bit suspicious. I'm not saying that he didn't abuse her. I'm saying that it's just she's trying to make this mutual combat. She's trying to make this mutual combat out to be domestic violence, and that's not what this is. She should have saved her money on this lie detecting examination for other instances that he is abusive, right? Because it's to me, it doesn't make any sense. Let me get to the comments before I hit play. This is from Overcomer said, exactly, Stephanie. You said abuse is abuse. I get that, and we're not trying to denote that it's not abuse, but this just looks like a very sparse together lie detector examination for me to be comfortable with, like, case closed. He's a beater. No, not case closed at all. This is from Virgo, says abuse is abuse and there is no excusing the bad behavior, whether it was one time or many. No one's excusing it. So I just want to make that clear. This from Twin Soul says, I find it suspicious that Mr. Liar never addressed the accusations his baby mama made about him beating his daughter last month. He doing all extra with everything. He doesn't have to. And let me explain why. Because in a that FaceTime call that he had made and posted, this one right here said that he didn't beat his kids. So technically, he doesn't have to address it because the woman, his wife, who is raising his stepdaughter, as well as himself, already stated he doesn't touch the kids. So he doesn't have to come out. Brianna did that for him. So maybe he's looking at that like, well, why do I have to address it? My wife, who I've been with for 6 years, has stated I don't beat my kids, which is what he's claiming. So there's no need to come out and explain that, right? Because Brianna did it for him. Okay, does that make any sense? This is from, hold on, let me scroll down because I'm missing a lot of your comments. This is from Elizabeth. Elizabeth said, the thing is, the lie detecting examiner is not a credible place, maybe. It's like, the questions are so sparse. It's like, why is it not a full lie detector? Most lie detector tests take about 2.5, 3 hours, and you get the full gambit of all the questions, because asking someone 4 questions does not tell the truth or not. Asking someone a series of questions under like, they're sitting there, they're asking questions. Most lie detecting examiners will mix together truths and questions. So they'd be like, what's today's date? Today's Wednesday. Okay, she's telling the truth. What's this? What's that? What's this? What's that? And then they weave the questions in and out so they can get a determination of your level of basis, so the machine can register what it looks like when you tell the truth. So the fact that she only has 4 questions, to me, I find a little bit suspicious. Not to say that she didn't take it. I believe she took the test, and I believe she answered these questions truthful, but I want to see the full examination. I'm only seeing 4 questions, and it's just not giving to me what she thinks it's supposed to give, at least not somebody who's looking at it on an analytical level. It's just not giving what it's supposed to give. This is from Ari. Ari says, she could have went to Steve Wilkos for that life. Yes. True. This is from Tatey Boo, says she posted a video today of the stepdaughter leaving to go back home. Who's she? Who's she? Can you explain to me who that is? You said Brianna said he doesn't spank the kids. That's the same though, right? If you can't say he doesn't spank the kids, but he beats them. That isn't that the same thing? Do you understand what I mean? Abuse is abuse. You guys said it already. Abuse is abuse. So you can't play semantics with what she said. If she said he doesn't spank the kids, it would be inferred that he doesn't actually put his hands on the kids. She doesn't have to say beat, punch, kick, scratch. She doesn't have to say that. When Brianna said he doesn't spank the kids or he doesn't put his hands on the kids and he agreed with that, it means they were in agreements together. So another person coming from the outside who doesn't live with them saying he beats my kids, we can't believe that when the two people of the household saying it doesn't occur. Does that make sense? Okay, let's get back to the video.
1st, 2022, Ms. Hampton voluntarily submitted to a wrongfully accused polygraph examination and signed the polygraph consent form. The originals of these documents are retained as part of our file for this report. The polygraph examination was completed using an Air Force MGQT test. The original data, tests, and documents associated with this exam are maintained in the files of this office. So ain't nothing fraud about it. Y'all see the questions that was asked to me. After careful analysis of the polygraph examination, it is in the opinion of this examiner that, what that say? Can y'all read? Can y'all read? Can y'all read? Indicative of deception. No significant response. No significant response. Pass my lie detector test. Pass my lie detector test. So did my husband break my finger? Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Proof, facts, all here. Place right here. Google it, call him up. It's in the office. Now, I was going to stay quiet. I was going to stay quiet and let this shit die down. But it's going too far. It's going too far. I had to prove my facts and I had to prove my truth that I am not a liar. Then we got his sister, Toya. Won't you just lie a few weeks ago about your husband abusing you? Won't you just lie saying that? I'm confused. Won't you just lie saying, oh, my husband here abusing me, I need help. And then he put my phone on the floor. Remember that, sis, when she said all of that, right? Begging everybody, oh, I need y'all to help me. Can you cash app me? In every one of her lives right now, she asking people to cash app her, begging people for money. But yeah, everybody in the comments like, why your brother not helping you? Why your brother not helping you? Why your brother not helping you? Don't never help them. You know why your brother ain't helping you? Because he the same exact man you married to. Abusive. He don't never help. Abusive. But y'all want to sit on here and try to say this man image instead of getting him help. He needs help. And I got documents to back it up. Even my counselor. We went to counseling sessions. She said she can no longer help him. He needs psychological help. He can't do regular counseling service.
Now, this is the part where I'm like, this is the part where I'm like actually thoroughly disgusted by Brianna. And let me tell you why. So if you went to counseling with your husband and the therapist there stated to you, I think your husband needs psychological help, right? At a level that I can't help them, right? Brianna's omitting a lot of information. So one, we don't know what counselor you went to. We don't know if you went to a board certified clinical psychologist. We don't know if you went to a state certified therapist, because there are different levels to what each person can do. We don't know if you went to a psychotherapist. We don't know who you saw. So every single person who has a degree are at different levels of what they can do for people who come to them in counseling. So a clinical psychologist would be like, well, this is a bit, it's a little bit above my pay grade, right? I can't prescribe drugs. I can just tell you, you guys need to talk it out and here are some exercises. So if one, she's not telling us what was the degree level of who she discussed her marriage with, right? The counselor that she's referring to. And two, you're basically saying that, or you're basically outing your husband who needing you're basically like therapy shaming your husband. If a counselor said he might need a little bit more of a curtailed experience with another psychologist that is things that I can't do myself, why is that shameful? And why are you using that against him? Like, that's the part I don't like. So that's the part I don't like. Like, so you're using your husband's mental health against him? You understand what I mean? Because a therapist giving him advice like, hey, I think you should go see someone with these different specific credentials because I don't think I can help you. Why are you using that against him? You said what exactly is a regular counselor? So it's like if you're in the therapy counseling world, there are a lot of different levels at which you obtain your degree in order for what it is you can do, right? So if you're going to go see a nurse, for example, if you want to go see a nurse practitioner, right? She may not be able to prescribe you narcotics. So she's going to be like, you need to see a doctor, an MD. So think of it at that level. So there are, just like in medicine, when it comes to psychologists, therapists, board certified clinical psychologists, psychotherapists, those are different titles for different people. And every single person at those different levels can only attain and help you at those specific levels. If they can't do it, they just can't do it. Right? That's like trying to go to your pharmacist to get a physical exam. They're like, you need to see a MD. I'm a PharmD, which are two different things. So if you're not quite understanding that, I'm sorry. That's the best way that I can explain it to you, Sunshine. So the fact that he and his wife are going to therapy, one, she doesn't tell us who and at what level that therapist that she's talking to and what are their credentials and why they couldn't help her husband. And two, you're basically shaming your husband for needing more help than a therapist can give them. I don't like that. Like, see, he's crazy. He needs more help than our therapist give him. Well, what was your therapist licensed to even do? You understand what I mean? What was your therapist even licensed to do? And why are you shaming somebody who needs mental health counseling? Does that make sense? This from Brown Delight says, child, this is getting a bit over the top at this point. That's what I'm saying. It's getting a little bit over the top for me, a little bit over the top for me, because it's really not Mr. Latruth right now. It's really Brianna. You're giving us half completed polygraph tests. Like, what are we supposed to do with that? What are we supposed to do with that? You admitted, you and your husband both admitted that he doesn't abuse the children, right? And then you want us to believe, she's gaslighting me, and I don't like that. You want us just to forget that you physically accosted your husband to get his phones, property you don't own, because you felt as though he was cheating on you. And it turned out that he wasn't. So we're supposed to take your side on it because in the middle of your mutual altercation, you broke your finger, and we're supposed to just pretend that you didn't accost your husband with pepper spray? Exactly, honey. Honey says exactly. They went to a basic marriage counseling, and from what that doctor found out, he needed more of an understanding. Exactly. And the fact that she's trying to shame him, like, because your regular marriage counselor couldn't do something, why is that shameful? I'm confused why she thinks that's shameful. Like, it's shame. You're out here mental health shaming your husband. He's your husband. You married him, and you're the one who agreed to go to counseling with him. And at the time, right, you agreed with that therapist, but now all of a sudden you want to air out his dirty laundry. I'm not getting it. Let me get to a couple more of your comments. This is from Daphne. Daphne says, some therapists will stop working with you if the person is not even trying to make changes. That's not what she said, Daphne. That is not what she said. She said that according to their counselor, she never told us what their counselor had specific degrees in. So we don't even know what kind of counselor this is. And stated that he had more of a mental health issues that counselor could help. Okay. She never said anything that he wasn't working with the counselor and he wasn't showing up. He never said that. She never said that. She said, based off of his mental health faculties, the counselor believed that they could not help him and he should seek someone else who could help him. That's what she said. Let's get it right. Let's not play word salad. It's from Carla. Says, we pay attention when women say abuse, but she could be antagonizing and abusive as well. This is not blameless. That's what I'm saying. And I want y'all to get an understanding for this, that like, this is why we investigate, right? This is why we overanalyze. You might feel like it's a little bit overanalyzation. I do too. But at the same time, though, she's not admitting to a lot of things that are in plain sight, and people are just ignoring them because she's the woman and he's the man. We're not going to do that here, regardless if you like Mr. Latruth or not. We're not going to gloss over the fact that she pepper sprayed him. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. That's a big deal. She stated it from her own mouth. I pepper sprayed you so I can continue to look through your MacBook. That's what she said. We didn't say that. That was her. So why is that okay? You can't answer that question. I don't know what to tell you. I think my own personal assessment of Brianna is that I think she's incredibly insecure. I think that she has, over the number of years, accused her husband of infidelities, right? When he probably wasn't, for some cases. I'm not saying all, but for some cases. I think that she couldn't believe that somebody would want to take care of her and her children. It was astonishing to her that she would still be wanted and desired. And so then if someone still wanted and desired her, he must be a cheater. He's this, right? And I think that her insecurities was pushing him over the edge. That is my personal opinion. Even in the voice conversation that she had recorded and sent to her sister, and her sister did a TikTok on, in that voice recording, we're not going to skate over the fact that she was accusing him of sleeping with another woman who was in his music video. We're not going to skate over that. I don't care what he said. I don't care what he said. That is exactly what Brianna wants you to do. She wants you to ignore your own sense of judgment and make it okay for women to act like that, or men to act like that with their partner. That's not okay. That's not okay. It's not okay to pepper spray your partner. It's not okay to continuously accuse your partner of infidelities that don't exist. Okay? And when the person reacts to being constantly accused of it, you call them abusive. That's fucking disgusting. It's disgusting behavior for her. And if you do that in your own personal life, it's disgusting behavior on your part. You can't do that. That is a game of psychological warfare. It's a game of psychological warfare. Period. Okay. That's not okay. And we're not going to sit over here, because we're all mostly women, right? 89% of my audience is women. We're not going to sit over here and be like, no, because girl, you need to accuse him every single chance you get. We're not crazy over here. That's not normal behavior. And we're not going to normalize accusing your partner of cheating. We've been going through this since October 14th, and she has yet to prove all of the instances of crazy that she has presented to us, right? Well, I was only going off on him because I think he was cheating. Yeah, she has yet to fulfill that obligation of showing us that he was indeed cheating, and her actions were right. They're still not right. Even if your husband is cheating, you don't pepper spray him. Okay, let's get I'm gonna read one more comment and then we're gonna get back to the video. This is from Daphne. Daphne says the pepper spray is crazy, so they were going at it. It seems like over all the time they probably should have gotten help years or divorced previously. Exactly. If you feel like your husband's cheating, you should have left him. Even if you're crazy and think, even if he's not cheating, if you feel like your husband's cheating, you should have left him. You shouldn't have been intertwining your family in that and recording calls and sending it to them, because you're being the crazy one. And you're only picking up the portions of the audio calls when he's cussing you out because he's sick of you accusing him of cheating, right? We're not gonna skate over the fact that you pepper sprayed your husband when you probably should have just been leaving. If you felt as though he was cheating, even if you're wrong, just leave. She got money. She ain't broke. Brianna is not broke. Don't let her fool you. She is not broke. But let's get into this video, okay?
So when I sit back and I be quiet and everybody like, why you bringing stuff to social media? I've been quiet for a long time. I've been quiet for a long time. I made a video last weekend. Was it Saturday? I made a video Saturday on YouTube. I was saying my piece. I gave this man credit, props. I said, thank you. I appreciate you. I wish you nothing but the best. I've been real quiet. I made that video and still covered his ass up. Still was quiet. Still didn't say nothing. Still didn't defend myself. Even after I posted this, I still didn't say nothing. It was on my story. I didn't say nothing to this man. I didn't say nothing about this on my platform. For those who seen it on my story, they seen it on my story, but I never posted it. I never posted my hand on the page directly. Not my Instagram, nothing. It was on my story. So here this man come, making video after video after video after video. If y'all dissecting this man, y'all see this man will change his story how many times? How many times? I broke my finger on the box. I broke my finger myself. And guess what? I done proved that. Because I was over here second guessing myself to my sister. Like, I'm what's going on with me? Like, am I tripping?
And she was about to get slammed cussed out because hell no. You know what was done to you.
I'm like, am I going crazy? Because this man, a narcissist, know how to manipulate the hell out of you and have you second guessing yourself. Am I wrong? Did he really abuse me? So guess what? I went and spent $400 for a lie detector test so that I can prove my damn innocence. Then I'm not lying.
A lie detector test doesn't prove emotional abuse. Okay, let's make that abundantly clear. A lie detector does not prove emotional abuse. A lie detector proves what you think is the truth. Okay? Okay? So if you're, the way the human brain works is if you really believe something to be true with all your heart, and someone asks you, do you think the sky is purple? And you truly believe that? And you answer yes on a lie detector test, it's going to prove that you're telling the truth. Okay? Okay, I just want to make that abundantly clear. I'm not saying that he's not emotionally abusive, you guys. I'm just telling you, don't believe everything that you hear about lie detector tests. Like, oh, they just prove the truth. They don't prove anything. They just prove that you believe it's true. Not that in the real world it's true. It's just, this is what Brianna believes. So it's true. If she's conjured that up in her head, which I think it would be easier for her to do because she is emotionally hyperbolic, right? With the accusing of her husband of cheating and bragging that he lets her check his phone. That sounds psychotic to me. So I believe she believes what she believes. I do. I believe that Brianna believes what she believes. And it would be very easy to ask her on a lie detector test, do you think that sunflowers are gray? And if she truly believed that, she would say, yeah. And it would determine that she's telling the truth. That's all that means. Let me get some of your comments. Isn't Perfectly Me says, I feel like her doing the lie detector test just plays into you saying you abused, if that makes sense. You're still letting him mind F you. Could be. Now that could be that it could be. This from Twin Soul says, yes, Brianna has always been insecure, but his behavior was also questioning. He would flirt often. Okay, look, I'm gonna stop you right there, Twin Soul. I don't care if Mr. Latruth was actively sleeping with other women. I don't care if he was flirting with women. I don't care if he had women in bikinis twerking on him. I don't care. If she believed that her husband was doing these demonstrative things to her, she should have left him and not pepper sprayed him. You got it? So I don't care what he was doing. I don't care what was questionable. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care if Mr. Latruth was sleeping with a different woman every night for 6 solid years. It still doesn't give his wife the right to pepper spray him. Does that make sense? Also, it doesn't give him the right to get into an altercation with her. He could have left the house just as soon as she started acting crazy. Okay? It doesn't matter. I don't care. Okay? I don't. I certainly don't. This one, She Snow says, he asked her, why did he do it? He asked her, why did she do it? Oh, why did she pepper spray him? She still ain't get no answer. This is from Mixed Style says, she covered up. How many times do she has to say it though? Who's she? Can you be a little more specific? This from Vivian Smith says, yeah, I think Mr. The Truth is paying you some money. Child, I wish. He's not paying me any money. We have a background here at the Nosy Bystanders. We have a background in research and analytics. So we just analyze everything that comes out of people's mouths. We don't take everything for truth. Unlike some people, we don't drink the Kool-Aid. This is from TC Girl says, girl, you sound just as stupid. You know what sounds just as stupid? You using your screensaver as your profile picture. So let's just get back to the video.
Sick and tired of people making all these assumptions, especially the brother and the sister, and you don't even know me. But you was just live making videos about your man abusing you. Even in Jamaica, what happened? She was sad because he called her and said he left the kids in the house. But this man is back with you.
Because she went to Jamaica for a wedding. He was upset. And he left the kids in the house by themselves. And she's stressed out. And she don't know what to do, what's going on. A whole what, 2-3 hours she was in there crying and upset.
But I'm the crazy one. I'm the crazy one though. I'm the crazy one. Okay, let's do the next fact. This is Toya messaging me. I'm praying for you, sis. I think y'all can work this mess out. I'm sure y'all good outweigh the bad. You're going to always have ups and downs when you marry. I said abuse is never okay. Never encourage someone to stay. It gets worse, never better.
Okay, did she mention anything about the pepper spray? Because again, I just want to make that abundantly clear. This one pepper sprayed her husband while digging through his pockets. There's something we can't gloss over. I'm sorry. Let me hit play.
From his sister. This is what she texts me. Now she on here saying she don't believe me, right? Okay, so look. Next message is, I'm gonna turn the phone around so y'all can see, so y'all can know I'm not lying, because I'm not a liar. Let's see what she said. What was the next one?
Here's the thing that I find a little bit also too bizarre about Brianna is that she's very dedicated on not being proved. Like, I'm not a liar, I'm lying. She says it often in a lot of her videos. We don't believe that she's a liar. I just believe that Brianna lives in a fantasy land. And I believe she believes what she believes. Does that make sense? I do believe that she believes what she believes, but she does live in a fantasy land in her head. And it's quite dangerous. It's a quite dangerous place to be.
I'm not talking to my brothers. Okay, here we go. So I just hit 1 million on this video. Ain't it supposed to monetize me again? Sorry to bother you, but since I'm not speaking to my brothers, I had to ask you, boo, and I do believe you. Oh, you believe me. But on Facebook, you don't believe me. On Facebook, you and your brother have the best relationship ever. I can't tell, sis, because every time you're calling him, he's talking about you. Every time, oh, I already know what Toya want. Oh, she a liar. Oh, let me call Kevin, and I'm going to tell you she's a liar. Grandma used to always call her a liar. But guess what? He the same way. I can't even be mad at her because both of y'all the same. But you just said, I'm not speaking to my brothers. I had to ask you, and I do believe you.
Let me just pause right here because you make a really valid point. I hope I'm saying your name right, but I'll call you by just Sharon because I don't want to mess up your first name. You make a valid point. We talked about this on Friday. These Latruths, their entire social media presence is based off of skits, comedies, and parodies, right? So anything that occurs in their life has to be questioned because we don't know what the truth is. Heck, we just the observable audience, right? We don't know what's going on. We're just watching from we're watching from the back seat. We have no clue what's happening. So when they say stuff, we have to overanalyze it. We have no context of what they're saying to be true. So I want to say this again. I believe that Brianna believes what she believes. I think she lives in a world of grandeur and delusion. That's just my personal opinion. I do believe that her and Mr. Latruth did fight. That fight was definitely real, but it was definitely mutual combat. It was not him just tossing her around the room like a rag doll, because where'd the pepper spray come from? Let me get to some more of your comments in the comment section. Then I'm going to hit play. This is from Mixed Style says, y'all would wish someone y'all believe. Y'all would wish someone y'all believe. Can you break that down for us again? Because there might be a typo in there. This from She Snow says, you pepper spray my child, baby. You would have had to deal with me. My son won't touch you. I promise me on the other hand. Child, for real. This is from Muja Am I saying this right? Is it Muja Hadid? Hadid says she probably grabbed the pepper spray and was thinking he won't be beating me today. No, she stated that she grabbed the pepper spray so she can continue to look through his MacBook because she wanted to see who this girl Patience was he was talking to. So that is what Brianna said, not me, not the interwebs of the internet. That's Brianna out of her own mouth. This from Patricia said, God bless them. This from Overcomer says, why would she tell his sister that mess? I don't know. This is from Vivian says, you're talking about one incident. This man's been abusing her. I feel like you're jealous of her beauty. Child, now, come on now, let's be realistic. According to Brianna, he has been abusing her in her head, right? According to her, he's been abusing her emotionally for years. So she asked the lie detector examiner, the lie detecting examiner asked her, do you believe your husband is emotionally abusive? She said, yes. They said that was true because it's what she believes. And the question is framed in such a way, right? That I find it just slightly odd. So one, according to Brianna, and what she believes, he has been emotionally abusive. And of course, when you believe it and you believe it with conviction, it is true. Okay. Does that make sense? It is true. The second thing is you feel like I'm jealous of her beauty. Okay. So feelings don't exist here in the realm of the nosy bystanders. We go based off of fact. What can we prove? Right. So how you feel has no basis in this conversation. So I apologize for how you feel. But that doesn't tell me much. Thank you. This is from Kay Harris says, breaking the fingers of your dad there was the final straw. Exactly. Mixed Style says, exactly. I agree with you, Mixed Styles. This is from Brandy. Brandy says, I don't get how people aren't understanding this. If this violent situation between two women or men, and this specific violent occurrence, she took it too far by pepper spraying him first. Correct. 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 You cannot pepper spray people. You just can't. One, you shouldn't be accosting people digging in their pockets to get their cell phone because you believe that they're cheating. According to Mr. Latruth, after he showed Brianna the text messages, he stated to her, see, I'm not cheating on you. She said, well, why didn't you let me see your phone? He said, because I'm tired. This is their conversation, guys, not mine. I'm just reiterating it back to you. This is from Edith Jackson says, and she said this not the first time. She said her children told the school what's been going on. Emotional or physical? Can you explain to us, Edith? This is from Facebook user says, so they didn't ask her if he physically abused her or for the lie detector test? Correct. Remember, she submitted the questions. She did. So I just want to make that abundantly clear. Remember, these lie detector examiners, they have no idea who she is. She's a woman coming in for a test. She submitted the questions. Okay, so let's make that abundantly clear. Brianna submitted the questions. The lie detector examiner is not us on TikTok watching her live streams. Okay, so they would have no idea what to ask her. A complete stranger walking into their office. Brianna submitted the questions to them. This is from Ashlyn. Ashlyn says, Steph, that's a great point. Brianna did not ask lie detection tests if Robert Latruth physically abused her, and why not? That's a great question, right? I mean, emotional abuse is enough, right? It is. It's enough to prove, like, and no one should be emotionally abused. I'm not saying that she should be. No one should. No one should be emotionally abused, not even Brianna or anyone on the face of the earth. But I find it incredibly hard because Brianna said that she's a victim of domestic violence, right? Domestic violence would be physical contact. I mean, I'm assuming it could be emotional, but the emotional part in courts get harder to prove until like he starts breaking your stuff or, punching holes in walls. That's emotionally abusive, right? Which you can get protective orders against. But it's funny that she didn't ask him that, but she has been parading around the internet all week long saying that he beats her. He's a beater. Bop, 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 bop. Okay, but I don't believe that. At least not in this altercation, okay? And not in this altercation. And if it was prior altercations, I wonder why she didn't submit those questions to the polygraph examiner. This from Bria James, I'm sorry about that, says, but she read on her live the polygraph something about deception. So I have copies of her lie detector test. I think it asked if it determined if there was deception, and there was none. This is from Empty Nester says, if you have to check your husband's phone to see if he's not cheating, you might have to reevaluate your marriage. If you have to check your husband's phone to see if he's cheating on you, you might be the one who's dishing out the emotional abuse. Yeah. If you have to check your husband's phone to see if he's cheating on you on a daily basis, you might be the one divvying out the emotional abuse. And I don't think Brianna understands that. She doesn't have an understanding of that. And I think she thinks that's okay behavior because maybe the women in her life do that. And they have, right, the echo chamber. Girl, you so right. You should check his phone every day, sometimes 3 times a day. And she, in her head, right, she thinks that's proper behavior of a wife. It's not. It's never okay to dig into someone's phone because you think they're cheating. So the sheer notion that she admits to that and she's proud of it, she's proud that she invades her husband's physical privacy and no one is calling her out on that, I find incredibly strange. I find it to be incredibly strange. Brianna, that is emotional abuse on your part, and you admitted to that. You did, not me. You admitted that you would constantly tell your audience that you go through your husband's phone. That is emotional, manipulative, mental anguish that you should never dish out on a person, period. Okay, so let's just make that abundantly clear. All right, let's get back to the video. I want to finish some of my soup.
She believed me.
But now they coochie crunch.
But on Facebook, now she don't believe me. On Facebook, she telling them girl, let me turn this camera around so y'all know I ain't lying. And let's talk about Lacey. Yeah, I don't know nothing, right? Let's talk about it. Because didn't Lacey leave you because she didn't want to be polygamy? Didn't she leave you and you was crying and you was sad and upset instead of being worried about the wife you already have? Didn't you leave Jamie and didn't want to be with her, but all of a sudden now you want her because now Lacey is involved and now Jamie is okay. Now Jamie is okay with being with you now because you have Lacey. And I give nothing but respect to Jamie because she a real one. She ain't said nothing about me. I ain't got nothing to say about her. But at the end of the day, what's real is real. And what's told to me is what's told to me. And I wouldn't know none of this if Robert wasn't running off at the mouth to me about y'all relationship. So now Lacey is back, but Lacey ain't really happy. Lacey don't want to be with you. She wants to be the only one. And you over there trying to figure out how you can make her stay because she don't want to do polygamy no more. You trying to go ahead and talk about me every day, but your household ain't even together, baby. Your household ain't even together.
Let me ask this before we get into her talking about people's households, because ma'am, Mrs. Latruth, you are not the one to talk. You should just pipe down on that. So I got to look up something, you guys. Give me 1 second. I knew it. So on this October 19th, Mr. Latruth does that infamous interview, sit down interview. On October 9th, on October 20th, Mr. Latruth does that interview, right? And you know what interview I'm talking about, the one he sits down and does the interview. So 2 days later, she runs to get a lie detector test. With very perfectly crafted questions that she could be truthful about. Right, to get ahead of the story. I wonder what questions he's going to ask that lie detector examiner when he takes his. I'm curious to see which ones he's going to ask. Which questions is he going to have submitted, and which questions are they going to ask him that he's going to possibly end up being truthful about? I'm just saying, she ran pretty fast to get that lie detector test. She ran pretty fast to get that lie detector test before his came out. I just find it weird, right? Because she never mentioned it before until his interview. He interviewed, he said, I'll take a lie detector test. I don't care. And then 2 days later, she comes out with this one. Let's continue to hit play because every day she sounds more and more sus.
Girl also ain't even together at all. Girl don't even want to be sharing with you. But you want to put on social media that, oh, we cool with sharing. Oh, we good. Shut up. Lying. 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 And if you scroll down both of these people pages, you will see this the most engagement they got, honey. Every day he talking about me. Damn, he obsessed with me at this point. At this point, you obsessed with me, honey. At this point, you trying to make all the coins you can make off talking about me, little old me, who's nobody, who's crazy. Let's go to the next. Let's go to the next one because I'm so crazy, sis. I'm so crazy. But sis, if I'm this crazy and I
look, Vivian, I normally don't even pay attention to comments like this. You're obviously new here, so let's keep it abundantly clear. You're obviously new here, so welcome to the Nosy Bystanders live show. Everybody knows me. I go by Chief Nosy Bystander. Welcome. Smash that like button on your way in or your way out. Let me just tell you something, Vivian. I don't know who you are. I don't know where you came from. You obviously came from Facebook. I don't know who you are and where you came from. Okay. You have some weird perverted obsession with Mr. Latruth and Mrs. Latruth. It's a little bit disgusting if you ask me. We're just the observable audience. So all we do is just review content that's going on in our faces. I don't know how you got here. You're more than welcome to stay. We don't know how to block people, so you got lucky. Okay. But I do want to tell you that whatever weird, sick, demented, perverted way you would like to insert yourself into their declining marriage, go ahead and do that over here. But please don't project that onto our audience. Don't project it into the comment sections. This will probably be the last time I address you. I'm sure you'll come around again. I don't care what sick fantasies you got with Mr. Latruth. I don't care, but keep your weird, perverted obsession with this family where you are. We are simply here to just analyze the videos. If you don't like our take on it, that's kind of too bad, right? You're more than welcome to have your opinions, but don't be disgusting and disparaging in the comment section. Lay down your opinions in the comments so we can read them and so we can work out the analyzation of them. But if you want to be sick and gross and demented and some sort of deviant pervert, be my guest, but don't do it here because it's not me who's going to end up blocking your engagement. It's YouTube. They can see it from both ends. I just want to make that abundantly clear. They can see that. So Facebook, they may not be on it as quickly, but YouTube will, and they'll actually ban you from the entire streaming platform when you start to leave really weird comments like that, because a child could see it and they'll think you're some weird deviant. Okay, so let's get back to the video.
I abuse you like my husband say I abuse him, would you cash at me $1,000? No. Would you cash at me $1,000 if I'm crazy?
No.
Huh? Huh? Would y'all cash at me $1,000 if I'm abusing you? If I'm such this bad, you never wanted to be married to me. Somebody told you not to marry me with all these kids. By the way, I only have 3 with one man and 1 with you. I didn't have Tom, Dick, and Harry. I don't have 4 and 5 different baby daddies. I only had 1 baby daddy. Now I got 2, which is you. Anyways, back to the receipts. Anybody who is such this bad person ain't gonna cash app you $1,000 for you. For I love you. This is for you and the kids. Yesterday at 10 a.m. Yesterday at 10 a.m. But I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. I'm crazy. One thing about it, your girl got receipts all day long. Y'all ain't got none. Except for you recording me. You gonna call me in a vulnerable moment while I'm crying, singing the same exact story. My story has never changed. My story has never changed because the truth don't always remain the same. Lies gonna switch up. Lies gonna change. Lies gonna every week. I know. It just pissed me off, sis, because I've been real quiet. And I was like, sis, I'm gonna let this die down. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just let it die down. I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. My sister telling me, be quiet, sis. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. And I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna say nothing. I'm not gonna say nothing. But every day you bring it, you say I'm cheating? What? Where am I at every day? Being controlled in the damn house. Sis, when I want to go to events, do I go? No. And if I do go, it's because he ain't here to control me. I'm in the house every day with my kids. Y'all don't see me outside. Y'all don't see me club hopping. Y'all don't see me with different men.
And when I'm at an event, it's always with my husband. I'm always with him.
And let's talk about the baby situation. Because I'm sick of that too. Everybody like, oh, it was her fault. Let me tell you something. I wasn't even going to address it. I showed my husband because I showed my husband all my DMs. My husband said, you should go ahead and dress it, babe, because this will help my music career pop off. Hello, but I'm a bad wife. Only thing I'm doing is listening to my husband. Only thing I did was show my husband, look at him in my DM. Like I usually do with any other man. It ain't because it was just a baby. It was just because any other man in my DM, and I'm married, like they're disrespectful to me. I'm a good woman. I'm a damn good woman. A damn good. Sis, like, I've been so good to this man. Y'all see me on the camera. Y'all like, she really don't look happy, and I'm still trying to. And I'm telling him this whole time, I don't feel like being on camera. I don't feel like being on camera. I don't feel like being on camera. Here he go. Act happy. Come on now, act happy. Smile for me. Smile for the. I've been quiet for too damn long. And when I did break my silence, everybody want to come out and attack me. Y'all wonder why women don't come out because.
Let me just stop her right there. We're gonna finish watching this video, but I've created my own conclusion. So before I lay down what I think about Brianna, I want to make this up. I knew it. I want to make this abundantly clear before I tell you my entire analysis of this woman right here. Okay. These are my own opinions. The nosy bystanders, you guys, and everybody watching, you do not have to agree with my opinions. It doesn't mean that you cannot be here. It just means that we're just having a differing of opinions. Okay. So I just want to make sure that's clear. So we're just having a differing of opinions. That is okay. We are allowed to have a differing of opinions. You are not required to agree with me. This is not the military, and you do not have to be in line in tow to think that if I don't agree with Steph, she's going to ban me or block. I'm not going to do that. You already know I'm not like that. And two, I don't know how to do that. And even if I did, I wouldn't do that to you guys. Okay. So you're allowed to disagree with me. You can tussle in the comments. We're going to read them. We're going to work them out. Okay. It is what it is. We're all human. Okay. We just have to have an understanding that it's okay to not all agree with each other all the time, all day, every day. Okay. I just want to make that clear. We don't have to agree with each other all the time. You guys are not going to like this assessment, but this is what I believe, right? Based off of watching hours and hours and hours of this family that I have never seen before. I think Brianna is the abusive one. I think that Brianna is the emotionally abusive one. I think that she is the physically abusive one. I think that she is incredibly insecure because she could not believe that a man would want her with 3 children. And I think that she tested her limits with him every day. I think that Mr. Latruth should have left her years ago. I think that he was looking for a pretty face and somebody who already had like a family, because I think he was shopping for an image and not actually a wife. Does that make sense? I think that he was shopping for an image and not a wife. He was looking for a Brady Bunch moment. He was looking for someone he could make a Brady Bunch with. Like, I love her and my stepkids, and we're going to have a baby together. We're going to be that cute blended family channel. You understand what I mean? That's what I believe. I believe that Brianna is very sick. I think that she needs help mentally. I think she needs a lot of mental help from psychotherapists and psychoanalysis. I think that she has too many people around her who use her and bastardize her because of how much money she has. And they take advantage of her and her ill-conceived notions in her brain. I think she's very sick. And I think she needs help. And I would really like to see other individuals she's dated in the past come forward so we can get a really good idea of Brianna. I think Brianna is the show. I think she is. I think she tried to push our notions onto Mr. Latruth. And every day she comes out and speaks forward, all she's doing is digging herself into a deeper and deeper and deeper hole. Um, the moment she admitted that she was totally okay with digging into her husband's pockets and forcing him to show her his phone because he's cheating, I knew that she was the abusive one. I knew it immediately, and I just wanted to just see if more stuff about her would come out. She's very sick. She's a very sick woman, and what she's doing to this man is even sicker. When I watched their FaceTime call of them, and she said, it's over, it's over, it's over, I'm over, you're over, we're over. And she's like, why do you even care? And Mr. Latruth said, because you ruined my life. He said, in one day you ruined my whole life. And I believe him. She did. She did. She's very toxic. She's very chaotic. She's like a Tasmanian devil. Wherever she goes, destruction follows. And I think Mr. Latruth made a really, really, really poor decision marrying her without knowing her, without getting to know her family, without getting to know the dynamics of her in and of herself. And I think he made a really poor choice by wifing up a lunatic. So, and I feel bad for him. I do. Do I believe that he is a narcissist and egotistical? Yes. Do I believe that he abuses children? No, I don't believe that. Do I believe that he could have had a physical abusive relationship with the mother of his first child? Yes, I do believe that. I do believe that. Because I don't feel like, I don't know, she just didn't seem like a liar to me. She did seem like she had a lot of inconsistencies in her statement, and it's probably because she's not in the household, so she just doesn't know. You understand what I mean? I don't believe that Mrs. Latruth, I think when it comes to the instance of the first lady, the first baby mom coming out saying he beat my daughter, I think it's what Mrs. Latruth told her stepdaughter to say. I don't believe that for a second, because Brianna said out of her own mouth, he doesn't hit the kids. So where would that come from, right? So that's my opinion. Let me get some of your comments. I know they're going. Y'all are like, Steph, how dare you say that? It's just my opinion. It's just my opinion. It's my assessment of situation. I could be wrong, but it's very seldom that I am. Okay, let's get to the comment section. This is from Kay Harris. Says, Steph, I can't say you're right. You have to follow them to understand more. I followed enough. It didn't take a whole lot. Okay, these people have tons and tons of content that you can breeze through, and you could see that it's about what it's like you guys are looking at the emotion when Brianna's doing all of this and this and this. I'm listening to her words. And she has too many inconsistencies for me to believe her. Too many inconsistencies. She glosses over really important stuff that should not be glossed over. And I'm not saying that Mr. Latruth isn't emotionally abusive and he isn't this and he isn't this, but she's saying a lot more than you guys are listening to. It's never okay to dig through your husband's pockets to snatch his phone. Okay? Sorry, I was eating soup. It's never okay to dig through your husband's pockets to snatch his phone. It's never okay to reserve somebody else's property and hold them off with pepper spray. That's not okay. I don't care how many videos you send me of Mr. Latruth yelling at her. I'm talking about the only altercation we got on video. That's not okay. I don't care. You could bring something up from 25 years ago on Mr. Latruth. I don't care. You're not going to be able to walk your way out of a woman admitting on camera several times that she digs through her husband's private property and then get me to say, that's normal. It's not normal behavior. As Black women and just women in general, stop normalizing emotionally abusing your partner by digging through their private property. If you think they're cheating, leave them. That's not okay behavior at all. So stop trying to get me to gloss over it. Stop trying to get me to gloss over that this woman pepper sprayed her husband in an attempt to dig through his private property. Stop trying to get me to gloss over that. Stop. Remove her vagina out of the conversation and tell me, do you think this is normal behavior? remove Brianna's vagina out of the conversation, and you tell me, would you let a bitch dig through your fucking pockets and pepper spray you and say, you know what, she's right, I am abusive? Tell me you would let a woman do that to you and say that's okay behavior. And if you can't say that, then she is abusive in this incident. She's very much abusive, and she's trying to gaslight you into pretending she didn't say it. And we know that she's a gaslighter because when Mr. Latruth came out with his interview and said he'd do a lie detector test, this bitch scrambled to find a lie detector examiner on the weekend. Scrambled. She scrambled to find a lie detector examiner on a Friday. She scrambled to find a lie detecting examiner on a Friday because she's so busy trying to gaslight you into not believing that she is also abusive. Think about that for a second. Think about that for a second. Think about it for 1 second. Do you think it's normal to just be driving around the strip malls in your neighborhood to find a lie detecting examiner on a Friday? Because your husband so happened to state on a Thursday that he was willing to take one? That's not normal behavior. Just want to make that abundantly clear. Yes, correct. 48 hours. Correct me. Thank you, Ashlyn. 48 hours after his interview stating that he would take a lie detector test, she's scrambling to find a lie detecting examiner to prove that she's not a liar, although she only submitted 4 questions, which doesn't prove anything. Let me get some more of your questions. What a woman to scorn. Boss bomb? Yes. This is from Danielle. Danielle says, very abusive over a cell phone and a computer. Correct. Don't let people gaslight you guys. I don't care if she's a beautiful woman. Don't let people gaslight you into glossing over important facts. That's what we do here. Okay. That's what we do here. We take our time when it comes to stories, but we dig into them because people say a lot more than you think. People say a lot more than you think. Don't let people try to gaslight you and gloss over that. We're not going to gloss over the timeline. Your husband said he was going to take a lie detector test, and then you jumped ahead of him and did it. I didn't forget. To me, that is very unusual behavior. It's very unusual behavior. It's unusual. It's unusual. It's unusual behavior. It's not normal. Don't let her try to gaslight you into thinking it's normal. It's not normal behavior. Let me get to the next comment. This from Paris. What's up, Paris? Says, it's the, would you send me $1,000 if I'm crazy? Like your husband can't send you money. This is from, right, you're correct, Paris. This is from Bria James. Bria says, they are both to blame. ATP. I don't know what ATP means. It says, if he wasn't happy I don't know what that means. If he wasn't happy, he should have left. And if she was being abused and paying all the bills and his baby mama bills and taking care of his daughter because he didn't have a job, she should have left if she wasn't happy. Now, I want to make this clear, you guys. So let me make this abundantly clear. This is a great statement, Bria. Thank you. Mr. Latruth and Mrs. Latruth, okay? Mr. Latruth and Mrs. Latruth are influencers, okay? So let's make that abundantly clear. They are influencers. Anytime Mr. Latruth or Mrs. Latruth produces one video at least 1 minute and 30 seconds at length, they are working. So the notion that he didn't have a job, his job is social media influence. If he was posting videos on his cancer journey, he's influencing. If he's making videos on the signs that he had, the warning signs for stomach cancer, that is influence. If he is posting videos of him at chemotherapy, he's influencing. He's getting paid. He is working. So this notion that Brianna was the only breadwinner, okay, Brianna's the only breadwinner. What does she do? What does she do? Does she work at Burger King? Is she working in human resources at Humana? Does she manage a hotel? What does Brianna do if Mr. Latruth is not working? What is she doing? What is she doing? Do you see her walking to Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Arizona? What do you see? What is she doing? right? So the notion that she is the only one who works is a lie. It's a lie that they fed you so you continue to watch their content so they can get paid. They get paid through AdSense. That's how they get paid. They get paid through AdSense, through Facebook, which is connected to Instagram. So that is how they get paid. So Mr. Latruth has never stopped working. Don't let that lie, don't let that lie that has been spread across the internet fool you. Don't let it fool you. Don't let it fool you, okay? That's a lie. I'm telling you as somebody who is in creator funds across social media. I'm telling you that's a lie. If I told you, you guys, I'm down and I'm out, that statement alone could boost me through the algorithm. It could get people to like, click, and share my content because that's how they get paid. They get paid through likes, clicks, and shares. So let's make that clear, okay? Let's make that abundantly clear. Let's make that abundantly clear. When she says I was the only one working paying the bills, that's a lie, you guys. Because the moment he posts a video that's more than a minute and 30 seconds long, he is also working. Okay, let me get some more of your comments. This is from Ladybugs. Ladybug says, never even went to my husband's pockets unless he told me to. That's just disrespect. It is disrespect. Mixed Style says stayed. I'm sorry, Mixed Styles. I might have missed your first statement here. Here it is. You said, I stayed in my abusive marriage, now divorced, because of financial advice. Advice to everyone, don't get none in both of your names. Get your own stuff. Narcissists will make you feel like you're crazy when you not. That's good advice. That's great advice. This is from Exotic says, so basically they whole marriage is a fake. Got it. At this point, thank you. Y'all know I'm not good with the whole lingo on internet. This from She Snow says, I think they both have their faults. They need to let it go or fix it. Not then. If not, then I don't know, child. No, you're absolutely correct. They're both toxic. They don't need to be together either. But I think based off of my suppositions, and they're mine, they're not for the nosy bystanders, which are you guys. They're my suppositions. I think Brianna is the abusive one. That's just my opinion. Okay. Just my opinion. You don't have to agree. I don't need you guys to agree with me. You already know that. I like everyone's opinions to be thoughtful and their own, but not insulting, right? Don't be like, oh, Stephanie, you're a dummy. You don't gotta say that. Just be like, this, I don't agree with you, Steph, but here's my suppositions. And that's okay. We welcome people thinking. This from Parrish. Parrish says, unfortunately, character trumps everything. He abused before, which is known. Brianna's question. Brianna's definitely questionable. This is from Varitha. I hope I'm saying your name right. Varitha says, you don't know Mrs. Latruth. I'm glad. She seems like she'd be the worst friend. And that's just my personal opinion. I would not want to get to know someone like her. She seems like a really toxic, terrible person. Mr. Latruth, too, he seems like a toxic, terrible person. They all seem really toxic and terrible. So I'm really glad I don't know any of these people. Thank God my friends are decent human beings who I love. So, I'm glad to not know someone like Brianna. This is from Ashima, Sharon. Can I call you Sharon for short? Says, I feel Brianna wanted to be on top and maybe her husband was rising on his own. No, I just think Brianna, that's a great assessment. Let me correct myself. That's a great assessment, Sharon. And I could see that. I could definitely see something like that. I could. Because people can get in relationships and be jealous of one another. You know what I mean? So that is a likelihood. My personal assessment, I think, is just Brianna's just an insecure woman and she's laying her insecurities onto her husband. And that's my personal opinion to that. That is. This is from us. I hope I'm saying it right. Acclaima says, what I'm saying is if he was abuse, why they jump and get married? Because they got engaged 2 months after they met and then they got married within that year. So I don't know. I don't know the whole dynamic of their relationship. Granted, I'm not in there, so I don't know the whole dynamic of their relationship, but that's a great question. Why did they jump and get married? I think Mr. Latruth married her because he was looking for an aesthetic to sell on social media. Because remember, he was an influencer before he met her. Right? He was a big influencer before he met her. So I think he was trying to sell an aesthetic. You know what I mean? Like, I should marry a woman who already has children, who's also beautiful, so we can have this like blended Brady Bunch family, because that sells really well on the internet. And he's right. It does. It sells incredibly well. But it's not a thought out plan. Okay. It's not a very good thought out plan when you don't know each other Okay. And the person that you've chosen to be your internet wife is incredibly insecure. It makes for a terrible relationship. So I think he was looking for aesthetic, and I think she was looking for security, but she's insecure, so it doesn't make a good. They don't mesh well. Does that make sense to you guys? It just doesn't mesh well. What's up? She's just radiant. How are you? This is from Lux Pearl. Says she been had clout. He's jealous of her clearly. You mean when she was working at AT&T? I'm waiting on your response. That's when she had her clout, when she was working at AT&T. Are you there, Lux? Okay. Okay. No answer. Okay, let's get to the next comment. This from Veronica. Says, unpopular question. Can we stop pretending that these people matter? They are exhausting. And being true or not is exhausting. Time will tell, and talking about them makes them money. Well, I mean, granted, like, we talk about what we find interesting here, Veronica. So I understand that it's exhausting talking about them. I get it. And it's not my business how they make their money. I think the case is very interesting because I feel like that because Mrs. Latruth is a woman, we're instantly supposed to just take her story and then just close the case. But the story like this is interesting because I feel like she is not being truthful in a lot of manners. She's not being truthful in a lot of manners, and she's trying to. I feel like she's using a few gaslighting techniques to get to gloss over a lot of the instances, and I think that's important because even if they're exhausting, it wouldn't be fair to the full story to just say we believe her, move along. I don't think that's fair. I don't think that's fair to Mr. Latruth. I don't think that's fair to his image. I don't think that's fair to the entire story as a whole. I don't think we should just gloss over it because she has a vagina. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think we should just gloss over it because she's a woman. She's a woman. She's the victim. He's the aggressor. Case closed. Let's move on to another story. I don't think that's fair because who would we be? You know what I mean? Like, who would we be if we just allowed abuse to just occur and then just use the standard patriarchal narrative that it's a man, he's guilty, lock him up? That's not fair to him, right? I feel like it's not fair, and fair is fair, right? Fair is fair. This is from Exotic Flower. Exotic Flower says she's definitely not innocent. She definitely played her part with the abuse. She's definitely a firecracker. She's feisty and she's going to put her hands on you. That's true. That is very true. That's very true. This is from Renee Graham says, why put her down so brutally? Because it's true. It might be brutal to you, but it's honesty, right? Like it's my assessment. Again, I'm gonna say it one more time. My assessment you don't have to agree with. Doesn't mean you're going to get sliced and diced. And you can see how the audience is. They don't agree with me, and that's okay. You guys don't have to agree with me on everything, right? This is not authoritative platform where if you don't agree with me, you get blocked. There's no moderators here. You're more than welcome to disagree with me on any notion. That's what we discuss. So that's okay. But it's not brutal. It's just honesty on my part. This one, Cleopatra says, what's the point of this live? Is it to bash her? Indeed. Indeed it is. Like Renee said, why so brutal? It's not really brutal. It's just my personal opinion. My personal assessment, it's not really my opinion. It's my assessment. This is from BK Sexy Babe says, I'm so disappointed in your views on this one. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm just being objective. And that's okay. You don't have to agree with me. Again, I'm gonna say it again. You guys don't have to agree, but these are my assessments. I can't change them because it fits the narrative that you want. I can't do that, you guys. Y'all know me better than that. Y'all know I'm not gonna just agree with something because it's against the because it's with the grain. Come on. Are y'all new here? Y'all not new here. Most of y'all are old here. Okay, most of y'all are old here. I'm just saying. Come on, y'all know that's not how I think. My brain has never thought like that. I don't care what the narrative is. I care about the truth. Okay. I care about the truth. This is from B. Ashland says, nothing wrong with AT&T. She had to start somewhere. Ain't nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. But don't come in here saying she been had clout. From where? If it's from AT&T, then hey, just say that. But you don't leave a comment and leave. Come back. Expand on your answer. This is from Carla. Carla says, and if she put it on the internet, we're gonna talk about it. Carla, Carla, tell them you put on the internet, it belongs to us, and we're gonna talk about it. Okay. This from Brown Delight says this is embarrassing for the children involved. It really is. It really is. It really is. It really is. It really truly is. And I feel bad for all the parties. Not Brianna. I don't feel bad for her. I feel bad for everyone else. I do. I'm sorry. I do. Do I believe that he's being emotionally abusive? Yes, but I also believe that she is too. I think it's equal. I think it's equal across all the boards. I think it's equal. I find it very telling that she never asked the polygraph examiner if he physically abused her in the past. I find that that omission of that question is questionable. It's questionable. It's questionable. It's very questionable. It's very questionable. Very much so. This is from is it Omni? I hope I'm saying that right. Facts are facts. And anything about Stephanie, she hear the truth behind the Thank you, Omni. Listen, I just be trying to just give my assessment. I just be like, I don't get turned on, or I don't get distracted by theatrics and stuff. I don't. I'm gonna listen to your words. That's why I be like, I be listening. I don't know. I'm not saying I'm the greatest listener, but I do have a knack for picking up on a lot of stuff that people may overlook and miss, specifically when it comes to people's tones, right? When their tones change, or the style of conversation that they're having. But let's get into the rest of Brianna's thing. We've been talking for the most part. Let's get back into Brianna.
Of this shit. Y'all make it seem like we are so wrong. We are so wrong for speaking out. And I'm standing 10 toes down in my truth. My truth have never changed. From the time it started to the day it started, nothing. Then we got videos of men saying, oh, you did force him to get married. You did. Well, when the vow renewal came, I ain't see no declining. Did you, sis? Because he ain't had to.
Let me answer this question real quick. What's up, Cleopatra says, this is my first time here, but I'm confused on how her attitude and her being feisty makes it okay to be abused. And if you think it's equal, then why aren't you bashing him as well? We already did. We have already reviewed a lot of Mr. Latruth's content. We review it on a daily basis, right? So yes, it's not my opinion that her being feisty and her having an attitude means it's okay to be abused. First of all, let me help you out here. This is going to be a long-winded response to this question, but let me help you out here. Step one, do not equate your suppositions to your conclusion. And let me explain to you what that means. So your supposition is, how can you equate her having an attitude and feisty to being okay to be abused? You assumed that us analyzing her attitude and her feistiness means that we think it's okay to be abused. I'm going to tell you right now, if that's how you think, like I've told someone for the number of days, if that is how you think, if that is how you make your premise and your conclusion, right? You said she got an attitude, so she's okay to be abused. If that is how you think, Cleopatra, I want to tell you right now, you need to get your head checked. You need to have your head checked. I'm going to tell you right now, you need to have your head checked, because no one said it was okay to be abused. So if that's how you think, I'm going to tell you to get off of this live video and go check yourself into a hospital immediately. Because no one stated that, and because those are your suppositions, what you're not going to do is lay them into the chat and assume that's everyone else's suppositions. Keep your suppositions to yourself. We don't know how you came from this supposition to having an attitude of being feisty to this conclusion that we're okay with abuse. So when you come here to the Nosy Bystanders, you're going to have to think for yourself, because no one in the chat, and neither is myself, going to do it for you. But what we will do is we will teach you how to make objective decisions. We will teach you how to make hypothesis. We will teach you how to analyze information, and we will teach you how to draw your conclusion. Because if you're going to come here with that kind of level of ignorance, you're in the wrong place. Okay, you're in the wrong place. You're in the wrong place. So get your head out of wherever it is you decided to lay it, put your thinking cap on, and think for yourself. Don't ever come in here thinking that you're going to lay your suppositions and conclusions on the rest of the observable audience. We don't do that here. I wouldn't say, well, you got your tongue out. You must love sucking dick. That is a weird supposition to make, right? Like, where do you get that from? So the way I made that ignorant supposition is the same way you made your ignorant supposition. So you're not going to do that here, correct? Let's get back into the video.
To get on the flight? Did I force him to get on the flight? Did I put a gun in his head for him to get on the flight? Did I drag him by his feet to get on the flight?
He was helping picking colors and
picking colors, going to try on suits and go doing this and go. But I'm a bad wife. But I'm abusing him. You know, I'm abusing him. I'm just this horrible person. I'm so wrong. I do him so wrong. I'm so mean to him. Every single day, this man has been messaging me. Tell them it's a prank. Let's pull up the receipts. Because y'all got it out of me today. I was going to stay quiet. I was going to let it die down. But one thing you ain't going to do is lie on me. One thing you ain't going to do is sit up here and try to, from the time it started to the day it started, nothing. Then we got videos of men saying, oh, you did force him to get married. You did. Well, when the vow renewal came, I ain't see no declining. Did you, sis? Because he ain't had to get on the flight. Did I force him to get on the flight? Did I put a gun in his head for him to get on the flight? Did I drag him by his feet to get on the flight?
He was helping picking colors and
picking colors, going to try on suits and go doing this and go. But I'm a bad wife. But I'm abusing him. You know, I'm abusing him. I'm just this horrible person. I'm so wrong. I do him so wrong. I'm so mean to him. Every single.
Okay, let me just stop the video right here. So I think it's so strange that she doesn't find any fault in accosting her husband and digging in his pockets for his property. I find it very weird that she just kind of scoffs off the fact that she pepper sprayed her husband in order for her to be able to dig through his property and his devices. That, you guys, is gaslighting. That is gaslighting. That is gaslighting. That is gaslighting. That is gaslighting us. Why is it okay that she pepper sprays her husband? Why is that okay? That's not okay behavior. I don't care. Let me get some of your comments. This is from Margaret says, exactly. How was she abused? I see a toxic couple who allowed their personal life to spill over on social media. And now they're cashing in on it. And so many women on social media will attack you personally because they don't believe that Brianna was abused. I don't think in this, and I agree with your statement. I think that we just automatically believe her because she's a woman with a broken finger, but we don't want to look at this. We don't want to listen to the full story. I find it incredibly sad out of women. I mean, I know men are going to like be here, but because most of my audience is women, I find that incredibly sad because I'm like, now I see why so many people get gaslit all the time because they absolutely refuse to just be objective and listen. They don't even want to listen. And that's how people end up being gaslit into so many different things. That's how people do it. She's gaslighting you right in your face, and you're absolutely refusing to listen to it. I can't believe there's so many women here who are okay with digging through their husband's property. Like, your husband doesn't deserve privacy. Like, he's not a human. He's just a walking object that you own. You don't own him. Does that mean that Mr. Latruth isn't a terrible person? No, it doesn't mean that. It doesn't mean that at all. But today we're analyzing Brianna. Okay? Like, come on. Let me get some of your comments and then we're going to get back. Y'all, we got a long way to go. We already been here an hour and a half. Let's get some more of these comments from Jada Green. Jada Green says, I totally agree with you. I just looked into this last night and it's gaslighting. He has fault, but she is an abuser. They're both toxic. And that's the part that people aren't quite understanding. They just hear negative commentary on Brianna. And so automatic ipso facto, we're okay with abusers. We support abuse. We don't do any of that. Where did anyone get that from? Mr. Latruth is also bad. Okay? The first baby mom who stated that Mr. Latruth beat her, I believe her. I don't have a reason to not believe her. But every incident is isolated. Every incident is isolated. Do I believe that Mr. Latruth was putting his hands on his first girlfriend, baby mom? Yes. Do I believe that Mr. Latruth was beating his children? No, because Brianna and Mr. Latruth said that themselves, and she even vouched for that he doesn't touch the kids. So that statement that the first baby mom made about him abusing her daughter, I don't believe it, because Mrs. Latruth already stated that he doesn't touch the children. Okay? Mrs. Latruth goes out and gets a lie detector test to ask these questions, but she doesn't mention physical abuse, even though days before she was mentioning that he's physically abused her before. But why didn't she include that question in her lie detector test? And she only included the question of emotional abuse. We're going to gloss over that too? Why didn't she mention in the lie detector test how the fight even occurred? Because the way she puts it, he just woke up and put his hands on her. But that's not what she said. She said that I asked to look in his phone. He refused. So I dug in his pockets until he let me. And he threw her off on the couch. And she began to attack him again. Then she reached for his MacBook. Then he took it back. And then she wanted the MacBook again. So she grabbed her pepper spray. That's what she said. We're supposed to pretend we don't hear that? Do I believe that he and her got into an altercation? Yes. Do I believe that he was just beating her like Ike Turner? No. I believe it was mutual combat. That's what I believe. I believe it was mutual combat. That is exactly what I believe. That is what I believe. That is what I believe. You don't got to believe nothing, because if it wasn't mutual combat and it was assault and he was beating her, he'd be in jail. Let's be realistic. Let's be realistic. Come on. Come on, y'all. Use your thinking caps. This is from Danny M. Danny M says, the new folks in the comments need to go and look at Steph's videos from last week. Mr. Latruth was discussed already. He was discussed, and we read him for filth too. Come on now. Let's come on. Let's just be real. We gonna talk about everybody. Ain't nobody off limits. We don't listen. Kids too. Kids ain't exempt over here. I'm just kidding. I love kids, but I'm saying we discuss everyone. You just so happen to be here on the day we discuss Mrs. Latruth. Okay. Not the pepper spray. Yes, ma'am. Okay, let's get back to the video.
Day, this man has been messaging me. Tell them it's a prank. Let's pull up the receipts. Cause y'all got it out of me today. I was gonna stay quiet. I was gonna let it die down. But one thing you ain't gonna do is lie on me. One thing you ain't gonna do is sit up here and try to make me like a damn monkey while you sit up here and do all these stupid different videos and TikToks. Try to make it seem like I'm this horrible person and I ain't been nothing but good to you. Let's not talk about the time when you said I wasn't here for you through cancer. Let's not talk about the time.
I'm going to rewind that part and I want you to listen to it. Okay.
The receipts. Because y'all got it out of me today. I was gonna stay quiet. I was gonna let it die down. But one thing you ain't gonna do is lie on me. One thing you ain't gonna do is sit up here and try to make me like a damn monkey while you sit up here and do all these stupid different videos and TikToks. Try to make it seem like I'm this horrible person and I ain't been nothing but good to you. Let's not talk about the time when you said I wasn't here for you through cancer. Let's not talk about the time where I'm sitting here on live. All my day ones see me on live praying for my husband. I need all my.
It's the fact that she said that I'm not going to let you pretend that I wasn't good to you. That is abusive language. If you are digging through your partner's phone and because you cook them dinner occasionally and clean the house, It doesn't make you a good partner. She said, I'm not going to let you go out there pretending that I wasn't good to you. You digging through my phone is not good to me. That is not good to me. That's not good. That is gaslighting, abusive behavior. And if you can't see that, you need to open your eyes. You need to open your eyes. If that is not the most gaslighting, abusive tone I've ever heard in my life, I'm good to you, but I dig through your phone and invade your privacy and nitpick with you and get into fights with you about women in your music videos because I'm insecure about myself, but I'm good to you. That's abuse. That's abuse. That is abusive, disgusting behavior. And I hope nobody is okay with that. I hope nobody allows someone to say that to them with a smile on their face. That is abusive, demonstratively abusive language and behavior. And she's hoping that nobody catches her saying it. So be mindful about what people say. You got to listen. You have got to listen. You said, can you answer my question? What's your question, Christy Vance? What's your question? Peep her energy. Yes. She sounds like a pimp. She sounds like a pimp. She sounds like a pimp. Very, very much woke boo. Okay, good. I'm glad you're listening. Because she sounds like a pimp and it's disgusting. And it's crazy because it's coming from a woman, right? Let's just continue.
My prayer warriors to come with me, pray with me, pray with me, pray with me. And this man talking about, I don't know who y'all think y'all praying to. Y'all think somebody in the clouds really listening to y'all? Y'all, you really think it's a God up there? Ain't no God. I'm a God. Ain't no God. What? I'm telling y'all right now, all my day ones who kept saying, why we don't never see your husband in church? Why we don't never see your husband in church? That's why. Because he don't believe, same as his brother. I don't know what happened. I don't know if they've been kicking, and now he all obsessed with his brother, and now he like, okay, now I don't believe because you don't believe. I'm not going to believe. Because in the beginning, he did go to church with me a few times. Then he started talking to Kevin, and now it's like, oh, I don't believe no more. I don't believe no more. I don't believe no more.
This woman is really sick. So she's shaming her husband based off of his mental health. Because first she was shaming him on his mental health. Now she's shaming him on his spirituality. Is nobody catching what's coming out of her mouth? Is nobody catching what's coming out of her mouth? What we're not getting is instances of abuse. What we're not getting are her anecdotes so we can analyze her abusive instances with her husband. She's not telling us, she's not laying us down and sitting us down and saying, on my birthday, on this day, let me tell you the story about how my husband mentally and physically abused me. She's not doing that. Do you know what she's doing in this live stream? She is shaming her husband because her counselor told them, your husband may have different mental faculties that I can't deal with. She's shaming him on that. And now she's shaming him based off of his religiosity and his spirituality, that he is not allowed to go against her way and her notion of thinking in Christ. Do you hear that? But what you're not hearing are her anecdotes of abuse. That's what you're not hearing. What you're hearing is shame. That is what I hear. I don't hear anything else. I hear shame. She is shaming her husband. And we are 19 minutes into this video, and she has yet to produce one other instance of abuse of her husband. Yet one. She has failed to mention one instance of abuse from her husband. But we know that her husband has mental faculties that their counselor couldn't help, right? Shame on him. We hear that her husband stopped going to church because he started hanging out with his brother, and he just may not believe in Christ anymore. Shame! But we have yet to hear an instance of another instance of abuse from her husband, even though her polygraph test says that he's emotionally abusive. Tell us how. Or are you going to gaslight us into just believing what comes out of your mouth? Let me just hit play.
Then Kevin, let's talk about that again, because he lied, said he got fired because he was talking about God not real. He quit because he wanted to come up like Robert. He wanted to be Robert so bad. So he quit his job when we moved to Charlotte so he could do videos with Robert every day so he can come up. Facts is facts. Baby, one thing about it, I don't gotta lie about nothing. I don't gotta lie about nothing. Let's move to the next receipt. Next receipt, please. Receipt me, please. I don't want to do no talking. I don't want to do no talking. I don't want to do no talking. Prove facts is facts. Facts is facts. I'm this crazy person, right, y'all? I'm this crazy person. So, yesterday at 2:00 in the morning. Wait, let me show y'all all my missed calls. Wait a minute. Let me show y'all. I ain't editing nothing. Let me go through my call out. What's up, Zay?
I'm not trying to sound mean, but I think it's really perverted to ask someone about their relationship status. This again, we're not analyzing the nosy bystander. We're analyzing this video, so I think that's a little weird, and I think that lays in my head that it gives me very much perverse thinking in your notion, right? It's the same when someone says, right, their accounts of abuse, and you ask them weird. That's just weird to me. It's just weird. It's just a weird question to ask someone that you don't know. So I think that's weird, and I think that you and whoever else keeps asking me if a child has come out of my vagina, if a man puts his dick in my vagina, or any sort of notion about a relationship with me, I find that to be very perverted and disgusting behavior. And I think you guys need to get your heads fixed. That's disgusting. It's disgusting behavior. It's very disgusting behavior because we are not analyzing anyone else's sexuality or sexual preference. So the fact that because I'm a woman, you automatically assume that I have a husband. Why didn't you ask me if I had a wife? It's just weird to me. It's weird to me. It's very weird to me how black women who are caught in like cult-like thinking behavior think. You guys are very strange to me. You're very strange. You're very strange. There's something really, really, really wrong. And I see why individuals have a hard time even trying to express themselves with black women, because you guys have a weird, perverse way of thinking on specific notions, right? So I'm just talking about the two women in here who keep asking me about who it is I sleep with at the end of the day. So I think it's very weird. I think it's very unusual. And the fact that you think because I'm a woman, I should automatically have a husband. It's weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. It's very weird. So we're going to play just a little bit more of this, and then I have to get going. Okay. So let's get to this video.
Interviews and the videos he done posted, right, about me trying to tarnish my name and make me look like I'm a damn fool. So let me reread this message and y'all help me get it, okay? We got this. Call in the morning. Call me when you wake up. Call me soon as you wake up. Let's get back to work and protect our family. A wife protects her husband and a husband protects his family. Baby, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Didn't you just drag me through the mud in an interview? Didn't you just drag me through the mud in numerous videos on Facebook and TikTok? But a husband protects his wife? You're protecting me? You just made a whole TikTok about me having another man lying. You made a whole TikTok about how this was domestic skit. You made a whole TikTok about how this is all fake. I broke my finger myself. Thin line between love and hate. Women are crazy. Men, y'all need to start filming this because women lie. You just dragged me through the mud, big dog. And you talking about me protecting you. I've been real quiet. If anybody who been following this for a long time, y'all.
Okay, that's about as much of her as I can get in for today, and we're only halfway through. So we'll be back tomorrow on the Nosy Bystanders. We're going to finish analyzing the rest of this video. We also are going to get to Mr. Sister Latruth's video because I got the video. So her sister-in-law speaks out and we want to hear from her. So we'll be analyzing those videos too because I think the sister-in-law just is dog dirty as wrong as her. So you guys, that's all I have for you for Sunday. I know we could get into it, but I got to get going. But that's all I got for you today. I'm your host, Chief Nosy Bystander. For the people in here who keep asking me about my husband or wife, please stop. And for the rest of you, please do come back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern here on the Nosy Bystanders. I'll see you guys then. Okay. All right. Bye-bye.